This is an example of how to get students working collaboratively using Google Docs without needing either a sign-in or to use Google Classroom. So the best example for this would be if you're using the iPads because the Chromebooks aren't available. Now, the analogy here is that we're using this task as like a big piece of paper starter. So what I want to happen is I want them to collect as much information and write down what they know about Carol Danvers at the start of a session. So normally there'd be a big bit of paper out and they'd all just be writing away in different pens on it, and you'd see the group work and you could stick them on the board. I'm wanting them all working on this sheet. So I want to be able to share this document with as many people as possible. So I need to make it nice and public first of all. So initially it's shared with just me. So I'm going to use the get link option, and I'm going to make it into anyone with the link is allowed to not just view it, but edit it. So anyone who has this link can get into this document and can type in at it. They don't need a Google account. They can just get on it straight away and type. I've got the most public sharing set possible, so I need to be careful how I share it. So I'm going to copy that link. Now, the next step I have is I need to get that link to the iPads. Now, there is no way that, I'll just paste it here so you can see the length of it. There is no way that anyone's going to type that link out. It's just not practical. Even if I used a shortener on it, it'd still be reasonably long and would be spending half the lesson. So I'm going to take advantage of the iPad's abilities and use a QR code. That way, they can scan the QR code. Once they've scanned the QR code, with their iPad, it will take them straight to this document. Now I can get ahead of the curve. I'm going to copy that QR code and I'm going to paste it into a slideshow. So I could either have this on the whiteboard at the front so everyone can see it and they can scan it from their seats, or I could even paste it multiple times and print it out and cut it with scissors, and each person gets a copy saying, go to this. So I've now enabled everybody to be able to get to this document and start typing on it. I'd see lots of different anonymous icons coming up there, and anyone can type on it and put on what they want. It's going to be chaos if I have a class of 30, and version history won't help me because they'll be anonymous. So I could try organizing it by putting in a table. If I put in a table, I can make a 4x6 table. I could number it, and I could put children's names in each one, or I could just put numbers if I wanted to reuse it and tell everyone which number they were. So you are number 7, you are typing in number 7 box. It could be your iPad 7, you're typing in number 7 box. So you can see who's done what work. Again, I can't submit this work. It's not for marking. It's just for quick idea generation and seeing what they already know as a group. So I could just leave this document up on my screen, and then as they start typing it, their text will start appearing in their boxes next to the numbers. I could go collaborative. I could say, right, this is the people who are green, this is the people who are yellow, these are the people who are pink, and these are the people who are the orange group. Those groups don't have to be on the same tables. I could color code it however I wanted. So there's lots of different ways I could work out who types where rather than just having a free-for-all and a blank page. And there's no way to get this one submitted easily, short of them emailing it back to you. So again, this is just getting initial ideas and trying things out. The analogy, and this is tech, trying to replace something, is if you had a big, large piece of sugar paper on a table and whiteboard pens out and they're all writing on it or having a silent debate. But it's a way that you can get a piece of paper that they can all work on, or a group of them could work on, and you can see the results of it instantly rather than all gathering around one piece of paper. If you wanted to differentiate it slightly, you could make multiple versions. We could call this blue group and then copy it, make a QR code for it for blue group, give that QR code to blue group. Then I could go file, make a copy of, and this time I could call it green group and make a different QR code. Once I've got a different QR code of green group have their QR code, so I'd have red, green, blue. So I'd have 3 or 4 different large pieces of paper. That, again, the analogy is each table group has a copy of paper. Again, because we're using tech, they don't need to be sat together. They don't even need to be in the same room. So this time it's blue group. I'll just change the name there. Take the QR code from this one, generate a new QR code, and I've got a new QR code ready to go. That is how I can use Google Docs without needing Google Classroom.